Hello, geeks, and welcome to the Listeners by Gaslight podcast. I'm your host, Ronnie Best. Hey, say hi, Scott. Say hi, Mikey.
Hi.
It's the show that you listen to when you want to hear about nerd stuff. We got one every month. Oh, good lord. So we're falling apart at the seams this time. In case you're unaware, we basically finalized our show notes a good 2 minutes before we started pressing that fancy record button. We did not prepare at all, so this is going to be a particularly raw episode of Geeks by Gaslight. None of that fancy shit. What do you mean production value or effort? Fuck it. We're going out. This is the way things are now. Jesus Christ. How you guys fucking doing?
I'm good.
Are you asking us or the listeners?
You. I mean, feel free to say
listener, what do you have?
Listener, we don't have fucking listeners. What are you talking about?
I thought maybe it was like, hey guys, how you doing tonight? This is Geeks by Gaslight or something. I don't know. Anyways, I've been better.
We all. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, friend.
It's all right. I've been worse too.
That's fair. So we have a couple things to talk about. First up, we forgot to actually watch this before we started recording, so yay, we're doing so well.
What did we forget to do?
The Fast and Furious 9 trailer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you hadn't watched it yet?
Oh, I've seen it like 8 times in my sleep.
I've also seen it.
My Wi-Fi dongle is like being weird right now.
Oh, okay.
So that was what happened. I just lost internet for like a good 30 seconds there.
Oh my god, we're doing so well.
That's a bit worrying actually. I hope that's not.
The thing is that I want to keep this just to contain the tone of this podcast.
Okay, so Fast and Furious 9. If you're a regular viewer of this fine program in quotation marks, then you'll know that I am a giant Fast and Furious fan. I know absolutely nothing about cars, but cars and butts are cool, and I like it when they're together, and that's what these movies are.
Are there butts in the movies?
There are a lot of butts in a movie.
There's so many butts, dude. So many of them.
Like girl butts?
Yes.
Fucking yeah!
Nice. I like those.
I do too. Big fan, me.
They're good.
So the gimmick of this one is that I love this franchise so much. This never previously mentioned Vin Diesel has a white brother, and it's John Cena. 'Cause fuck it.
Not only is he white, he is also a secret agent.
He's also a secret agent, assassin, superpower driver. Remember when these were street racing movies? Because neither do I. I don't know what happened to this franchise, man. It just was like, because
I agree.
I rewatched the first one kind of recently. Actually, pretty goddamn recently, actually.
Yeah, it was a couple, last week or this week.
Yeah, it was last week.
I mean, I used to love the Furious and the Fast, but now look what's happened to it.
No, I still love them.
Okay, me too. Yeah.
Glad to know you're solid on your opinions, Scott. I really like these movies. They're just fucking stupid. In the best way. Vin Diesel is a fucking tree man who's trying to have feelings. He wants to be a real boy, but he can't quite figure it out.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I'm very, very confident. He can't act. Vin Diesel can't act, and it's really, really funny.
Wait.
He just murmurs and talks about family for fucking 2.5 hours.
If the Iron Giant did not make you cry, then you have
Is that why they cast him as Groot?
Maybe, because he was that...
No, it's definitely because he's the Iron Giant.
They were like, we need a wooden actor to play our wooden man.
Exactly. No, but they've just like slowly been expanding. I mean, the sad part about this is that we don't get The Rock or Jason Statham in this one because of like The Rock and Vin Diesel's like on-set macho feud. Have you guys heard about this?
No.
Okay, so fun fact: Vin Diesel and The Rock fucking hate each other. Like IRL for real, they got like mad beef.
Mad beef?
Mad beef.
Angry meat?
Angry meat.
That's
and
crazy.
so it's like true. All of their scenes, like they barely had any scenes together in Fate of the Furious, and all the ones they did, they had to be fucking filmed separately and put in the same scene in post.
Really?
Yes, it's that bad.
Wait, didn't they have a movie together?
Oh, they've had several movies together over the years.
But I meant like a whole movie about them two.
Well, Fast Five, they didn't hate each other yet.
They didn't. Wait,
No,
Is that
they
why?
hate-
Maybe that's why.
It's a recent development.
What happened?
Who the fuck knows? I don't fucking know. Nobody knows. But they're CGIing The Rock into scenes with Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious 8 because fuck it.
Oh, I thought we were
They
talking.
really just can't stand each other's presence?
Yeah,
I thought we were
I think
talking
it's
about.
because The Rock is like, hey, let's make these fun action movies, and Vin Diesel is like legitimately believes that the Fast and Furious movies should be nominated for Oscars, like the real ones.
I thought we were talking about Jason Statham and The Rock. Like they had a whole movie together where they
Oh
were
no,
like.
no, Vin Diesel and The Rock. No. Jason Statham and The Rock, they're
Yeah,
cool.
okay. I was about to say like they had a whole movie together, like a whole single. Like,
Yeah, no. That's why that movie basically happened, because they're like, The Rock. We need to keep The Rock in this franchise, but we like these two won't fucking squash it. So spin off.
Is it like if they're in the same room for too long, they'll just start beating the shit out of each other?
That's what I like to think.
just like a meter.
Because like The Rock's
I
gonna
mean,
win.
it's gotta be really bad, I figure, if they like have to CGI him in post.
Yeah.
Like they
'cause, like,
can't even maintain like a professional relationship at all.
no.
They can't. It's bad enough that they were like, yeah, we just gotta like adjust how we like handle the making of this film, because we can't have these guys in a room together. They can't. It's not doable.
It's really funny. And it's because these movies are all about like family, right? That's like the core theme of all of the movies is like family. But they can't fucking put it down. Because if The Rock and Vin Diesel get into a fight, like a straight up, The Rock's winning, right?
I
Yeah.
imagine so.
like, come on, dude. The guy's been taking like bumps and like suplex, like he's gotten like punched by the Big Show and F5 by Brock Lesnar, speared by Goldberg. Fucking the dude can take any like fucking shit Vin Diesel can do. God, it's very funny. So anyway, John Cena is the fucking secret brother. The fucking Charlize Theron from the last one, she's back. They do a stunt where they does the driving. Oh fuck! The actual thing I want to talk about. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so fucking excited. Han is alive.
Solo?
Yes, actually.
What?
Not the Han
No.
Solo you're thinking of, but a character named Han Solo. But Seoul is spelled like Seoul, South Korea, and then dash OH. That is a character in these movies.
What,
That is the worst way
why?
to transform that into like he's not like. No, he has like what is his last name? It's like Han Zimmerman or something.
No, that's his name.
Is it actually Soul?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I might have spelled that wrong, but yeah,
No,
that's
it's
his name.
It's
It's a pseudonym, but that's his name.
If it's a pseudonym, then is it like an intentional allusion to Star Wars?
Yes.
It's definitely.
It would be funny if it wasn't.
It's like I'm like looking on Wikipedia. Apparently, it's just like a fake ID name.
Yeah, no, but it is. But that's the name he goes by.
Okay.
It's very funny. But anyway, so he was killed off in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, which is from like 2006 or whatever, how long it's been since that movie came out. And then it was revealed in the post-credit scene of Fast and Furious 6 that it was not an accident, but it was in fact a murder by Jason Statham's character. And everyone's like, oh, intrigue. But then they've been sort of like turning Jason Statham into a good guy. And so a lot of like the diehard Fast and Furious fans were like really mad about that because like, why are you hanging out with this guy? He killed like one of your best friends. And so that's where the Justice for Han hashtag came from. This was a whole thing. I'm not making this up. The Fast and Furious diehard fan collective came together and requested that something be done about this. And so now the character has resurrected from beyond the grave.
I guess that solves the issue.
Yep. I for one am happy about it because I really, really like that character. He's just like effortlessly cool. I guess is the best way to frame him. There's great potential. Basically, the actual reason that they're bringing him back, other than that, was that he left when the Han was killed off after the previous after Justin Lin, who's directed a bunch of like Fast 5 and Tokyo Drift and like basically all the movies with Han in them. He left, and he had a working relationship with Sung Kang, who was the actor who played him. And so it sort of was like odd for Han to be in the movies when he wasn't directing them. So they figured that was the time to kill off the character in canon because they had brought him back before. But so now that the director's coming back to do this, they're like, oh fuck, let's bring Han back because people want to see it, and I guess there's more they want to tell with that character. Really interesting character. He didn't start off actually as a character from the Fast and Furious universe. It was a character from the Justin Lin, the director's one of his older works that he then brought onto the Fast and Furious movies. It's very, very interesting. So I'm really happy to see that character back. So yeah, John Cena, more wrestlers in this. Dude, at this point, I just want to get Batista in here, and then we could do like a whole WrestleMania thing. Like John Cena and The Rock have to fight in these movies at some point now, and that's just like the WrestleMania trilogy, like finally closing out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, anything else you guys want to say about the Fast and Furious 9 trailer?
Anything you want to say about it?
Oh, I could say so much more, but there's only so much time in the day.
I mean, I don't have anything to say about it.
I also don't really have much to say.
I mean, yeah, man. I love the Furious and the Fast, bro.
I do too. I love these movies. All right, moving on from that. Robert Pattinson's The Batman is officially under filming. And we've gotten a few teases here and there. Like we know a lot of the cast, but we've they released this like weirdly lit
like teaser trailer
for just like the costume reveal. And everyone memed that it looks just like Daredevil.
It really does.
It was weirdly lit.
It was like, because like in that angle, it looked just like the Daredevil costume.
Because like you couldn't see like the defining feature of the Batman costume, which is the ears. Just like what how deep. God, I'm just gonna go. I'm sorry for interrupting this, but like this costume looks horrible. It looks awful. I hate this costume.
Wait, the Batman one?
Yes, the Batman one.
What? You don't like it?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I like it.
I don't.
I like his arms. I like
his arms are cool. He's got the cool Batman motorcycle. I really the thing that I like the most about it is belt. Is the utility belt. It's really big and pronounced and looks like you could fit a bunch of shit on there.
God. I get, like, the proportions are just like so weird. Like, maybe it's this picture that I'm seeing, but like, God, like his upper body is like so much like bigger and bulkier than like his legs, like his tiny legs, like on this motorcycle. Like, I think it's the costume, like
Dude, it's a
making it
Rob Liefeld drawing. He's got no feet.
like this guy is like beefcake, but it's like he has tiny legs. God, and like Robert Pattinson is not a buffed guy. Like he is.
I mean, he's toned.
He's like toned, but he's not buff. He's not like this.
I'm sure he put on a bunch of muscle for this.
God.
I mean, pretty much everyone who plays Batman, like, pretty much everyone who plays these superheroes, they have to put on a bunch of muscle.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm sure he
for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that was like the famous example.
Yeah.
He actually had done it once before to be a Marine in that Zero Dark 30 movie.
I didn't know that.
Dude, he was also like buff as hell, like in like Jurassic World.
Well, that was like
after.
Yeah, that was after. He just like was like, oh, I guess I'm a movie star, so I'll stay in shape now.
And then he just gave up. Became fat.
Not really.
And he got chubbed again.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's fine. If he's not going to be in movies, he doesn't need to.
Yeah. Is he, like, decided to stop being in movies now? Or?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, he's still doing movies, but like when you're like not like actively working on a movie, then like I'm not going to look like if I'm a movie star and I have to like spend like 7 hours a day in a gym, and I like if I'm not doing a movie at that like specific moment, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like I can let myself go and then get back into shape with like 80 personal trainers when the time comes. But yeah, back to Robert Pattinson's Batman suit.
Still looks so bad. I don't like it.
Is Joaquin Phoenix gonna be in this movie?
No,
I don't think so.
No, that Joker is completely its own thing.
Huh.
Anyway, I want to talk about what else I don't like. I don't like that I don't see a cape.
I assume the cape's going to be CGI.
Why?
Probably, but it's like
I mean, because the cape in Man of Steel and like all those movies were all that cape was CGI, and that's why it looked as good as it did.
I didn't know that.
No, that cape was completely CGI, and it looked like give the shit you want to that movie. Cape effects on point.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the shoulder like pauldrons.
Oh, I think they look kind of. It's like riveted. It looks like platey. Okay, I will say I was pretty much in love with the Ben Affleck Batman costume. The first one, not the one from Justice League where he wore the dumb Zack Snyder goggles. Like the one from Batman v Superman where he looked fucking shredded.
Yeah.
Like the one issue with that kind of was like the big fat ass bat symbol.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than that and the mini ears, I think that suit was near perfect. It was very, very comic accurate. I just loved the way it looked. But I actually kind of dig this one as a sort of like it's got like a different vibe to it, and I'm sure once we get better photos of it and everything, where it's not just like a candid set photo, everything will good. Do you guys want to talk about the bat symbol?
Not yet. I still no like. What really bothers me about this costume are the ears. I hate the ears so much.
What's wrong with the ears?
The ears look like I was playing with like Play-Doh and like tried to make Batman ears to put on my head just by like rolling it up and like smoothing it out to a point. Like, God, they don't look good. Like, it doesn't look like anything. Like, it looks like it's an afterthought. Like these damn ears that are on like the top of his head. Like, I'm used to like Batman having like these really big, like really defined ears, and it's just like, why did we stop doing that?
Well, I mean, sometimes he's got little stubby ears. I like the longer ears personally.
Yeah.
But like the Ben Affleck Batsuit didn't have giant ears.
I don't mind I don't mind the ears on Ben Affleck. I remember at first I did, but now I don't really mind it. I really like the ears in The Dark Knight, like
Oh
those
yeah.
movies.
No, that especially Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises suit. That suit's killer. This one is really I like the practicality of it. And the sort of like I'm sure it's not practical at all to look at. Like they've sort of fixed one of my big issues with the suits is that like like the dumb like fake plastic abs. That I've always hated those. I've always hated them.
I feel like they're kind of there though.
No, they're there, but they're not like abs. It's just like you see like the arrows, like it's got like those weird like arrow line things.
Yeah, they're just like ridges.
Like going up, like ridges going up the center. That's like it doesn't fix the problem, but it's way better. Because like with the Ben Affleck suit, it looked pretty skin tight, and so it looked like that's just like I don't know why, but it just kind of looked like that's how he looked, you know?
Yeah.
Man, that suit's great.
God. Anyway, do we want to talk about the Batman symbol?
Oh. This is ruffled some feathers. So the bat symbol, I don't know where I first heard this. So take it with a grain of salt, but it's all I've been hearing on the internet. Is that the bat symbol is made out of a gun. Specifically, the gun Joe Chill used to kill Batman's parents. So make of that what you will.
It seems real silly.
It's a
I mean, how does he get it? How does he acquire it?
He's rich.
I guess it would also be like in like evidence. So it would not be so difficult to track down which specific gun it was.
Yeah, and then just like
But that's real weird. Why would you do that?
Keeping his history in his like on his I don't know. It looks
I wouldn't. Why would you do that? I wouldn't do that.
It seems odd, but maybe it makes sense for the character and like the tone they're going for. I don't know. Matt Reeves is a good director, so it's probably good.
Actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like he can like pick up his bat symbol and like throw it at people. Like
maybe. Oh, that'd be cool.
That's what it looked like. I'm looking at this right
it's like
now.
How
in
this MCU Spider-Man movies, like the thing can go off as a little drone.
Yeah. Like I look at this picture, that's what it actually looks like.
I'm not sure I fuck with the eyes.
I don't like the eyes. I don't like the I'm figured that this is like a motorcycle riding mode where it has like goggles on it.
Okay. That's
but,
good.
like,
I also don't really like the eyes.
I don't like the eyes.
Okay, but like when have live action Batman eyes ever looked good? Like the answer is never. Like they've always looked fucking weird. Like you know the bit in Batman Returns when fucking Michael Keaton tears off the bat his bat mask like a weird fruit roll up type thing. He just kind of tears off the rubber and he just he clearly has like eyeshadow and like eye makeup on when he has that on, and then he tears it off and it's like magically gone.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way to do Batman eyes that look good, I don't think, in live action. At least I haven't seen it yet.
Here's the thing. Marvel has clearly shown that like Spider-Man eyes can work in live action.
Like, yeah, Spider-Man eyes can work.
Kind of animated eyes.
I don't know if that works for Batman though.
That's what that's Batman's look. That's what he has most of the time.
I don't know.
He has those animated, like just really like simple shaped eyes.
No, but okay. The comparison to the Daredevil suit is there, and I'll be honest. That Daredevil suit isn't great.
Yeah, I hate that Daredevil suit.
Yeah.
Like he actually, like he only kind of has it at like the end of season 1, like season
At
2.
the very last episode. That's when he gets it.
Yeah, that's when he gets it. But it's like he has it for most of season 2. They ditch it they completely ditch it in season 3. Which is season 3 is fucking great, by the way. If you haven't seen season 2 of Daredevil's just kind of okay. Season 3 of Daredevil fucking rules.
I never finished season 2 because I happened to fall off of it, and also then like all the Netflix shit was starting to get canceled, and I was losing motivation to like put in the effort to get back onto it.
Yeah. Like season 2 of Daredevil can lose you. It's like pretty goddamn.
I was kind of liking it. I mean, or at least I wasn't hating it. But I just got sidetracked by other shit.
Yeah. But no, season 3 of Daredevil is incredible. But that's not what we're talking about. I think it's a fine costume. I just want to see how it sort of fits with the tone of the movie, because that's the most important thing. Anything else you guys want to say about the suit?
The last thing I have to say about these Batman, if these batarangs like in the chest are actually like throwable, that's actually kind of awesome.
That's pretty metal.
Like, I actually like that. I do like the bat symbol a lot.
The bat symbol works. It's with the whole sort of like It's almost the suit's almost got like a steampunk vibe to it.
I wouldn't say steampunk.
I can sort of I see what you mean.
All right, so moving on from the Batman suit, Evo has announced its lineup for 2020. And there are a few surprises, a few absences that people are sort of surprised about. No Mortal Kombat. Melee's still gone. But let's run down the games that are in this year. First of all, one of my favorite fighting games of all time, Under Night In-Birth, is back another year. Thank the Lord. I'm so glad this game keeps coming back.
Oh yeah, I remember that was a big deal when they first added it.
It was, because it was like, who gives a shit about this game? But no, it got its chance at Evo, and I think it proved itself. It's such a good fucking game, and the community, and like they're still like releasing shit for it. So it's not like a dead game by any stretch. So I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it back. I'm really, really glad it's getting.
Do we know when the new Under Night is supposed to come out? The like Unicorn?
Isn't that pretty fucking soon, right?
I don't know. I sort of stopped following it. I remember it was announced, and then I sort of forgot it was happening.
That might be the game. I think that's the game that's going to be played at Evo.
Is it? That's
yeah.
I can't really tell what it.
I think it is. I think it is the game that's going to be at Evo.
Yeah, no, that says Under Night In-Birth EXE late CLR. Or EXE, whatever. It says CLR. That's the important part. So yeah, that looks like that is the case.
Yeah, badass. Cool. Smash Ultimate. I mean,
it's gonna be
it's Smash. What do you want to say? I'll have some words about it later. Dragon Ball Fighters. Interesting. We're talking about fighters now, because it just got like the biggest update in the game's life.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like they changed up about, like they really changed up how assist works, and like they added a lot of new new options.
There's a new comeback. There's a new comeback mechanic called Limit Break, which basically means when you're on your last character, you get a pretty decent damage boost. That stacks with Sparking Blast, and you now have selectable assists. Like they've changed the way Dragon Rushes work. The whole game is it's almost Fighters 2.
Huh.
It's huge.
Maybe I have to pull it out again because I haven't played that game in ages.
It hasn't been too long since I've played it. No, selectable assists is the big thing, because the biggest problem with Fighters was that like you kind of couldn't play anyone you wanted, because if your character has a trash assist, then he's like instantly bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of how the way. But now, like, there's like probably a good assist for pretty much every character now. So you can basically play whoever you want. Like Krillin might be a top tier, guys.
That's cool.
Well, because he was like the worst character in the game because he had the worst assist. He had the worst assist in the entire game, and that put him square at the bottom of the tier list because no one would ever fucking use him. But like, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a super balanced game. Like there are top tiers, of course, but like you can beat a top tier with a bottom tier pretty easily. It just takes a little bit more skill. But it was like really the assist that's holding him back. Now Krillin has a beam assist, so he's gonna be really good. I'm so hyped, guys. Anyway, Dragon Ball FighterZ is coming back. No surprise. It's a big game. Street Fighter 5.
Oh, okay, we're going that way. Street Fighter 5 is interesting. It's I don't think they're adding any new characters, and we're probably the Street Fighter community is expecting a new game announcement. All the points like towards like their competitive score, whatever that means, but it won't carry over to next year. So it probably means that like there's a new Street Fighter game coming.
This game kind of had a rags to riches story, didn't it?
Kinda, yeah. Like it really didn't start out great. It didn't have the best launch. It had a lot of Street Fighter fans, especially in the community I'm in, just aren't the biggest fan of it. They didn't like the direction it went in. I mean, it's definitely a way superior game than it was before. Like, it just has a lot of issues, like getting there, and the fact that it took so long to get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
it's here now.
They had broken netcode for like a really long while until like recently, the recent update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but, man, I just think that this game's really proved itself.
It has, and I'm glad it's here. It seems like the people who do love it, and I'm glad like that it's been a successful game. My biggest, I never really could get into it because when it first launched, it didn't have a lot of characters.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a ton of characters now. There's a character for everyone. But yeah, like this game, I mean, I would recommend it. I still would like to play it, like still, but Street Fighter 6 is definitely coming out.
Yeah.
Some other game. Who knows?
So Samurai Showdown's going in. I actually don't know a ton about this game, but from what I've seen, it looks badass.
Samurai Showdown's awesome. It deserves to be there.
It was like an SNK game, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. That's dope.
It's a really interesting game, fighting game.
It from everything I've seen, it looks badass.
Yeah.
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
I'm not a Grand Blue fan. I didn't even know this video game existed until like recently. I know nothing about it.
Me either, really. I mean, I've heard it. I've heard of it. But I don't really know anything about it, so we'll just kind of leave that there. Soul Calibur is back. That's Soul Calibur 6.
Yeah, Soul Calibur 6. Interesting that it's back. I don't see a lot of people play it anymore.
Oh, did it take a year off?
I don't think so.
Or is it? I don't know. I know there was some up and down with Soul.
No. Soul Calibur 6 was here last year too. It came out last year.
Is that the one with 2B in it?
Yes.
Cool. Wait, did we already talk about Tekken?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about Negan and Negan and Friends.
You say that, but like, God, Leroy is like the new character in Tekken, and he's been dominating for a really long time now. Like, everyone is playing him. Is playing Leroy. I don't know if it's changed in a while, but this character's just so good.
The sole extent of my interest in Tekken, or just in general, anything I had to say about it, is that Negan's in it, and I think that's funny.
It's very funny.
Extremely funny.
Negan is so bad at that game too.
Oh, really?
Bro.
Yes.
Isn't Akuma in that game though?
Akuma's in that game. Noctis is in that game.
I forgot about Noctis.
Dude, Noctis versus fucking Negan.
Geese Howard is in that game too.
What the shit?
Yeah. Geese Howard is actually really good, and Akuma's are both really top tier characters.
That's wild.
But Leroy, the new one, is dominating right now.
It's always wild when guest characters are stupid good in video games. It's like the first Injustice, how fucking technically it wasn't a guest character. But Scorpion was the best character in that game. It was the one Mortal Kombat character.
Oh yeah. Good.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff in that, but let's bring it to the definitely the biggest reveal.
Before that, I wanted to know you guys' opinion about the rapper T-Pain cosplaying as Leroy from Tekken.
If I'm honest, I'm not a fan.
Okay.
I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's cool, but
the thing is that this came out this was that happened before he came out. He just this T-Pain was just so ready for Leroy to come out. He decided, I'm gonna beat him.
Wow, what a gamer! He looks like him.
Yeah.
It definitely works.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
No, he's swank, dude. He's swanking, dude.
Yeah, it's funny. Anyway.
But yeah, definitely the biggest reveal and the shock of it, of the whole thing, was that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is back.
I'm so ready.
It's very amusing and interesting.
Okay. So, cards on the table. This is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. I think it's hard pressed to find someone who really, really dislikes it. I used to play this game all the time at the arcade that was at the movie theater in my hometown that I would go to. At the mall, they had a machine for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I had I had a pretty high, I got a decent on the high score on that machine. Me and some of my older friends, we would share the controls. I would move. One of my friends would be control the legs, and another one of us would do the fists. It was fucking great. We just spammed Sentinel's kick all the time, and it worked. His medium kick in that game is fucking stupid. If you're bad at the game, it's not broken at all. Actually, it's pretty easy to get out of. But we thought it was the greatest combo in the history of time. No, this game fucking rules. And so I'm MVCI didn't make the cut last year. And so I think they're
I think it only made it one Evo. I think
it did. It only made one Evo. And so
no, wait.
I think they wanted to keep Marvel vs. Capcom in the. I don't think they want to suffocate that scene as a whole, so they're bringing back MVC2, because that game's had a life. Man, this game really has, this Evo really has pretty much my favorite fighting game. This lineup has pretty much my favorite fighting games of all time, Under Night, Smash, Fighters, and MVC2. It's kind of dumb how much I want to watch all of these, because this is kind of my Evo.
Yeah. God, no. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has never been an Evo.
Oh, it didn't even go the year it came out?
No.
No!
They played Marvel 3 instead.
So funny.
It's very funny.
And sad. It's also sad.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't just go back to 3. But no, 2 is definitely the more the more beloved of the most beloved of the series, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna watch more Evo this year than I ever have. Just because it has all of the games I like. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. You guys want to add something to Evo?
Well, I mean, I'm also very excited for MVC 2. It was the first fighting game I ever played. I love the art style. I love Bengus's art so much.
It's so good.
It's probably the reason why I love Marvel, especially X-Men. I just love all the X-Men characters in that game. It was my introduction to really the comic book world, which that's something I love. So I'm really happy that it's coming back. I can't wait to see like Justin Wong probably win again. Who knows?
Dude.
I've never really been one to watch Evo.
Yeah.
Me either, to be honest. But
I
like,
think
I'm
it's
watching this
interesting.
year.
I've always usually like around this same time of year when the Evo lineup like comes out. I usually see it on like Twitter or whatever, and it's on my like radar at least as something that I find somewhat interesting. So yeah, but I don't ever really watch it.
Me either, to be honest. Like I'll drop in and catch bits, but I'm never gonna watch the whole. I never watched the whole thing. I'm definitely gonna watch this now, just because it has so much of the shit I like in it.
Yeah, I remember I caught a little bit of Under Night once, and I know was really surprised. Just because high level Under Night looks like super cool to like watch.
Oh god, shit'll blow your mind, dude.
I was like surprised how like ridiculously like different it was just to watch, just compared to like watching like my friends play it. Like even more than like other games, I felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of feels like a whole different game, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so moving on from that, just to shatter all semblance of consequence that, like, I know what I'm doing here, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't even know what the fuck this segment is, so good luck, here's this.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Ronnie's Rambles around things. And this week I brought you the top 10 anime songs of the last decade. Fair warning, this is my personal opinion. Also, a lot of these songs fall into later in the decade, so I apologize for that. Anyway, number 10, Ito Ryoran by Rika. This song was used as an FBO advertisement that was animated for about 10 seconds, so I think that counts. Anyway, the song is very good. It's about Miyamoto Musashi cutting their way through the future and any obstacles that they face, because they are the poster girl of that chapter. It's a very nice rock song. Also, Tomoe goes and appears in the chapter that this is advertising, and you gotta rub the waifu at all times because waifu or no waifu. In any case, number 9, Shiso by Last Alliance. This song was the ending song for Ouran High School Host Club. It's a very good song. I think the vocals are a little lacking in emotion. However, the guitar riff is legendary, and that's mainly why it makes the list. Number 8, Heroes by Brian the Sun. This song is a very thematically appropriate song for the ending of My Hero Academia Season 1. It's all about someone who thinks they're worthless finding themselves and looking for their purpose, which is all, Season 1 of My Hero Academia is about. So it's very, very good, very appropriate. It's also pairs really well with the ending credits visuals, so that's why it makes the list. Number 7, Diamond by Weaver. It's a very nice, fluffy, light love song from one of my favorite romance animes, Yamada-kun and Seven Witches. It's just very nice, very sweet. You listen to it, you're like, that's the shit, that's the good shit. Number 6, Challenge the Game by Redman. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal ending. It's very good. It's very thematically appropriate for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal because it's all about getting past your issues, getting better, stuff like that. And I think that's just, very good. And it's a very, very nice rock song. You challenge the game, the lyric of that it's a very good, powerful lyric. Number 5, Colors by Flo. This song really only makes it on there because it's a good song. It's very energetic, very poppy. It's just not a good Code Geass opening theme. Number 4, Hero by Flo. This song also makes it on there because it's a very, very good song. But also it's very thematically appropriate for viewers of the Battle of Gods movie, because that's Goku's return to the big screen. And, just the song is about viewing someone as a hero, seeing them do cool shit and be a hero, and that's what Battle of Gods does. That's what Goku does in that movie, and I think that's very thematically appropriate for the viewers. Number 3, Precious Time Glory Days by Psychic Lover. This song was the song that's used in the opening of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 4. It's very thematically appropriate. It's about getting up, trying again, not giving up on your dreams, and that's, as I said, very appropriate because Jojen gets his ass kicked emotionally in Season 3, and he's lost his mojo, and that's what this season's all about. It's all about him returning to form and being who he is again. Number 2, Abyss of Decadence by Okada Ryu. This song is very good. It has some very weird instrumentation, it's very psychedelic, but it's all used to convey this sort of sense of getting lost in desires and stuff like that, and in that same way, you get very lost in this song. Also, shout out to Okada Ryu, who was a Fate fan in high school and, got to do a song for Fate Grand Order. Number 1, Last Dinosaur by The Pillows. The song is very somber and sad, but when used in FLCL, it's made into a very hopeful song that's played whenever cool shit's about to happen, and I think that's awesome. It's also just a song that I never get tired of listening of. That opening riff is just hypnotic, man. It's so good. And that was my top 10 anime songs of the last decade. Sorry I couldn't delve into more, but I need to get this done fast. In any case, I'll see you next time.
Welcome back. Thanks to whoever the fuck that was. Not like I know, because why would I? I only host this. So, welcome back. It's recommendations. It's our favorite segment. You know the drill. I guess I'll kick us off. Why not? So your boy, the wait is finally over. I have a Switch now, guys. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It was a long time coming. I've been really saving up for a long time to make this happen, and it finally happened. I have a Switch and I have Smash. So that's what I'm talking about. Is that I blitzed the fuck out of World of Light. And World of Light was very interesting. I did it over the course of just a few days. Just like a lot at a time. And it's I'm not gonna say it was good. Because it definitely wasn't like... Because like... You can't measure it up to the Subspace Emissary, because it's not Subspace. It's not Subspace. Subspace will probably never get anything like it again, which is very sad. But this was the big, because the thing about Subspace that drew everyone was like the cutscenes, and that there was like, even with there was like barely any or like no dialogue, there was this like weird story narrative thing. But in this, there's just this sort of vague struggle between this giant entity of light and giant entity of darkness. And it's all very like operatic and epic, and but if you're not familiar with the actual single player gameplay and the campaign of it, it's just fighting different versions of characters, like a bunch of like characters from like all video games, not just the fighters in Smash have been turned into these spirits, and the spirits are possessing like copies of the fighters, that have certain elements that like remind you of them. So like, for example, if you're fighting like Dr. Eggman, Dr. Robotnik, it'll be like one of the Koopalings in like the clown car to represent like the Eggman car, and like there'll be like a metal Sonic version of Sonic running around to be like Metal Sonic. That's just an easy example. Just a lot of different fights that are meant to simulate fights with all these other characters who didn't make the cut as members of the roster, or many of which could never have possibly made the cut, but still get sort of represented in a weird way. It's they didn't do trophies this time. They went with spirits instead, and so basically you're just collecting a bunch of PNGs. It gets kind of repetitive and boring after a while, but I beat the whole board. I got every spirit, and it wasn't easy. Only in normal difficulty. I'm not a sadist. Although I hear hard mode isn't actually that hard. You guys played World of Light at all?
I don't have a Switch yet. And that's probably for the better of my friend group hating me even more.
Oh my god. This motherfucker is... If I have to fight your snake one more time, I'm gonna shit myself. I hate you. Let me go on. Actually, fuck it.
Scott just came back.
It's fine. Let's roll with it.
I'm having issues with both my microphone and my internet, which are like
at the same time. That's awesome. Fuck it. Keep it in. We're keeping it all. It's all staying in. But let me actually just go off on one about this fucking piece of shit right here. Mikey Gonzalez, your snake sucks. Why do you keep doing that? You're just like up smash and like does it C4?
That's how you play Snake.
And it's not how you should play video games.
Well,
you should be banned from Smash forever.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, my mic and internet are both like going in and out, which sucks because those are really like the two like components of like what's happening right now.
Yeah. Step 1, internet. Step 2, microphone.
And both are having issues.
Oh god. So you good now?
At this moment, yeah. I mean, if you're hearing me, then yes.
Okay, I'm shitting on Mikey for playing video games.
I heard a bit of that during the part where my internet was working, but my mic wasn't. So I heard it, but couldn't offer my commentary.
This is awesome! I love this episode! Everything is going wrong at once!
Here's the thing, Carroll. Here's the thing. When I played Snake during that one party where I beat everyone, that was like my first or like second time playing Smash Ultimate.
The fucked up thing is I believe you.
Like the fact
that good, guys.
The fact that I can't practice and play that game and still beat everyone is like it's just holding me back.
Dude.
It's limiting my power.
Dude. Your Falcon's pretty nasty too.
Yeah.
But it's your snake that really pisses me off. What do you think, Scott? How much of Smash have you played?
Well, judging by my Switch profile, about 100 something hours, but not all of that was me.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I mean, I like it. I don't know if it came through or not, but at some point, I like at least started to say something about spirit battles.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you mentioned them, I was encountering issues.
It didn't go through, so just say it now.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say that was one of my favorite just things about the game. Is just I think that's really cool, and there's some really creative ones too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I think there was one where like the goal was to like defeat Princess Peach, but like Mario was there to protect her.
Yeah.
And Peach wouldn't fight you, but Mario would.
Yeah.
So it was like you can't get to Peach.
Yeah, that was the Wedding Peach one.
Yeah.
But also, okay, the hardest spirit in the whole game. This is the one that like I think I've even talked about this on the podcast when we were first talking about Smash when it came out, just like as a news topic. But I've actually gotten a chance to play World of Light now. Fuck the Pauline fight. Jesus
I remember
Christ.
that one being pretty infamous.
Yeah, that one was...
I never finished World of Light. Most of my I didn't play that much World of Light actually. I mostly just did the like spirit battles in the like mode that's like just that. So I could play whoever I wanted. Just because I enjoyed that mechanic and wasn't that interested in doing World of Light itself.
That's definitely the sane way to do it. Because World of Light just kind of keeps going.
Yeah,
and
but I had all the characters already. Just from like the first night I played, because I was like at school, and I had like a bunch of like people like the night it came out, and we just did repeated 8-player Smash until we had every character.
That sounds fucking fun. Because it
was very fun.
I just granted the CPU, unlocked every character, then did World of Light like an idiot.
Yeah, I just didn't bother with World of Light because I didn't need it to unlock the characters, and I was interested in spirit battles, but then I just went to the spirit battle section, so I didn't have to I wasn't limited in which characters I could play as.
I'm going to be honest. I forgot the spirit battle section were a thing until you just mentioned it.
Really?
I could have saved myself a lot of hours.
I'm not sure if it has all the ones that you do in World of Light, but it's I know it had the Wedding Peach one because that's where I did it. So
yeah, that's pretty goddamn late in the in World of Light. It's like
it just kind of like I think the spirit battle section just feeds you random ones, and then occasionally there's like an event where like ones from a specific series will show up.
Yeah, the bosses are really cool though.
Yeah, I remember another of my favorite ones was there was one for Blastoise that was literally just big Squirtle with gun.
Yeah,
and I thought that was awesome.
It was giant Squirtle with a ray gun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's pretty funny.
Now I think that was what I like. Was first checking out the mechanic, and then I got to that one, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is genius.
Some of them are really, really clever.
Yeah.
But fuck the Pauline fight. I only won. Here's the thing. I must have been at that fight for 50 minutes to an hour, and I won because the Peach AI SD'd. like and you know what? The fucked up part is I popped off. I was like, we take those. God, that fight was so hard. God. No, but it was like I would still recommend you do it. But it's just play the type of Smash you want to play. Because there's something for fucking everyone. Like me, who's mourning the loss of coin battles, so I can't do fucking 8-player coin battle on Great Cave Offensive with items. Because I'm a monster. Alright, fuck it. That's all I have to say on Smash, I guess. I'm gonna be playing so much more of it. Because I got the online Wi-Fi thing for a whole year. And I'm gonna fucking use it. Mikey, why don't you take us away? What did you bring to recommendations?
So, I was originally going to talk about X-Men. That is not happening anymore. Sorry if I'm more echoey right now.
It's fine. Roll with it.
What
have we got to lose? What are we even doing anymore?
I just had to move because there's people who walked in the room I was in.
It's fine. All
right. Okay.
Awesome.
Anyway. Today I'm going to be talking about the Shiori experience.
What?
It's a manga I recently read. It has not been fully translated.
Oh, wait, what does that do with X-Men?
It doesn't.
Hold on a second.
Wait, sorry, I'm confused.
He was going to talk about X-Men, now he's talking
okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so...
I thought this was like some kind of weird segue.
No, I'm
I
not
wouldn't
talking
put it
about
past
Xbox.
Okay, yeah, go. All right, continue.
Okay. So it's a story about a teacher who used to want to be. She used to want to be in a band. She used to want to be a famous musician. That didn't happen. So she became she became a teacher. But she secretly has always wanted to be a musician. However, and on her 27th birthday, she gets possessed by the ghost of Jimi Hendrix.
What the shit?
Yes. And now she has 1 year to become
Oh,
a
I
music.
remember you talking about this.
It's
Talking
what he's
about
recommending.
the Shiori experience. I thought I mentioned the name, but
Yeah, no, I didn't remember the name, but I remember you talking about Jimi Hendrix manga.
oh yeah. So she gets possessed by the ghost of Jimi Hendrix. Year to be a music legend, or else she's just going to die.
What?
Yes. It has to deal with like the 27 Club, which is like a concept where famous musicians like die when they're 27. Kurt Cobain is like a famous one, and he does make an appearance in the show as a ghost.
Oh, that I've seen that panel. I think
Yes,
someone shared it. If it wasn't you, it was like Kurt Cobain sexy manga, and I was like, "What the shit?"
You know, he shows up and he's just like, oh God. What else happens in that show? Or not show. Sadly, the whole manga has never been officially translated before, so I wasn't able to finish it. There are plenty more volumes that exist, just stuck in untranslated hell.
Mm-hmm.
But this manga is it has a lot of personality. It's really enjoyable, and I really love I love the interaction between Jimmy and the main character. I love the band that she forms. Everyone that in this manga is great. The artwork is also it's like it just has so much personality to it. The artwork at times just goes all over. It just goes all over the place. It's just like when Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix play together, it creates like a tornado that like it rubs everyone out the room and like throws them into the air. Like it's just a whole bunch of imagery like that, and it's
Mikey, what are you like, man? This man's. I love you, dude.
but yeah, like this manga is just great. Like a lot of people I think will watch it just be like, I can't believe they made a Jimi Hendrix manga, and Kurt
Did they
Cobain
get like the
shows up.
rights to the name to use his name?
They use his they use his name, and they use like his songs names too. But like, I think
Is
it's
it one
just
of those
like
things that's just like it's unlicensed and Japan's trying to be quiet
I think
about it?
it's like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure thing where in Japan they use the names, but like I think they're not going to be able to if they ever made an official translation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, especially since a lot of names from like I think recently there was a JoJo character whose stand is named after a Jimi Hendrix song, and they did change the name of it. So, and that song shows up a lot in the manga. The song is Purple Haze for all you JoJo fans out there. I know you're there watching. If you love music, you'll love this manga. It's funny. The story is really good.
How long is it?
There's like 17 or like 14 volumes to it.
Volumes?
Like, yeah, like of manga. But the thing is that it's only ever been translated like to volume 7. We're like way past that now, and the translators have not translated it for a while, I think.
All right.
But
It's one of those deals.
yeah, if you can, but like just read what there is, because what there is still great. I hope that it does. Like the people who are translating it do end up getting back to it. I wouldn't be surprised if it never did, but seeing how ridiculous this manga is, it definitely deserves it. It definitely deserves being more well known. What else can I talk about?
I mean, if that's it, that's it. You don't have
Okay,
to.
yeah, that's really it.
All right, sounds fucking weird. I love it. Okay, Scott, bring us home, brother.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is sort of, I guess, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It's sort of unconventional for me. At least it's sort of different from the sort of stuff I usually would talk about or usually get into in general. But I had a really big like Star Wars kick recently.
Oh, you really? I think we had the same thing. The bug hit us both, dude.
What do you mean?
Because I went on a fucking Star Wars kick like pretty goddamn recently too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were there for part of mine because you were there when we watched Phantom Menace.
I was also there.
True.
Yeah, but that it started because Rise of Skywalker came out, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll do the thing where I watch all the other ones, and it wasn't like I'd seen him before, right? Minus like the episode 2 and 3, I'd seen them. But never really been invested with them. And the same was sort of true when I was watching the movies. But then I was mostly when I started watching Clone Wars after I watched episode 2. And that was where I got really invested in Star Wars. Because I was watching Clone Wars and I was like, oh shit, this is like super fucking cool. And I really enjoyed that. And then from there, I just kind of delved more into other side shit like the comics. And there's some really good Star Wars comic stuff. Because there's the starting in like 2015, Marvel started doing like new like canon, like Disney canon, like Star Wars stuff. So it was like they started a just regular Star Wars series in 2015 that was just set like right after A New Hope. And they also started a Darth Vader series at the same time around the same time.
I've heard really good things about the Darth Vader series.
Yeah, they've done a few more Vader stuff, including one that's starting right now. But it was interesting because it like was also after New Hope, and there was some stuff how it lined up. Like they show how Vader like slowly like finds out that Luke is his son because he doesn't know yet. So it's like. There's a thing in the main. Well, it's in the main Star Wars comics. Is a thing where, like Vader runs into Luke again on doing like this other thing, and then Vader's like goes look at his lightsaber, and he's like wait, this belonged to, and it gets cut off, and so then he's thinking like, why did Obi-Wan give him my lightsaber, And then he connects the dots and finds out this kid was also the pilot who destroyed the Death Star. So he like hires Boba Fett to like go like hunt down this like kid.
Oh yeah.
And so this is like what like an early on in the comic where it like kind of intersects. Where in the main Star Wars comic you see like Boba Fett like on like Luke returns to Tatooine and finds this like journal that Obi-Wan left. That has all these cool little like side stories about Obi-Wan during his two decades,
his like his exile period
in hiding. Yeah, and there's some cool little like stories and stuff. And during that time, Luke gets hunted down by Boba Fett, and Boba Fett doesn't capture him, but he returns to Vader, and he's like, "Oh, he got away." And Vader's like, "Do you have anything of value for me?" He's like, "Just his name." Skywalker, and that's like one scene that's like there's like a page there that's like in both where you see like in the main Star Wars comic you see what Luke's during that time when Boba Fett's like going after him, and in the Vader comic you see what Vader's doing, and then so there's like the same like pages there, and then you see what Vader did like immediately after and immediately before that, and it's interesting because Vader's in like an interesting position there. Because, like, the Death Star got blown up. And that was sort of, like, pinned on him. because he's the only person who's still alive that could be blamed.
He's the only person left to put the blame on.
Yeah. So his position is suddenly in jeopardy. So Palpatine pulls out hey, I actually have this dude, who's this scientist who's been secretly, casually preparing these people who could potentially replace you, just so you know. And he's got this guy supervising him. And at the same time, Vader finds out Luke is his son and is feeling sort of betrayed. He's damn. I don't remember if it's Palpatine consciously hid it from him, but at least Vader seems to think that's the case. So it's this situation where his position is less secure, so he's sort of working to regain the Emperor's favor while at the same time working against the Emperor in secret. So he's competing with these other Vader calls them abominations. They're just these scientific sort of Force-ish Jedi adjacent people.
Huh.
So there's these twin Padawans. There's this General Grievous spiritual successor, who's just this guy with Grievous's sort type of skeletal
Are
body.
these guys kind of like the Inquisitors?
Sort of. But I think at this point the Inquisitors don't exist anymore because most of the Jedi are gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So they aren't as necessary. But it's similar in concept, I think.
Okay.
But so Vader's competing against these guys. So one of the other guys gets the mission to hunt down the person that blew up the Death Star, and Vader's no, I want to do that, and he's no, you'll do what I fucking tell you to do. And this other dude's assigned to watch Vader, so he's doing this shit covertly. So he's doing all this other shit he hires this lady named Dr. Aphra, who became a pretty big character because she got her own series later on. And he hired her to make him this little droid army because he figures that's the most convenient way to get his own personal little army.
Damn, when has a drone army ever backfired in Star Wars?
And then he also has Dr. Aphra doing little jobs for him, including stealing this they caught some criminal crime lord and confiscated his fortune. And so he hired Dr. Aphra to secretly steal it while also making it seem more like it was an accident where it just got lost in space, so that he could use those funds for his own stuff rather than it going to the Empire. It's basically just cash that isn't traced to anything. But it sort of backfires because this guy who is also the dude that is watching Vader after this is this he's almost like Sherlock Holmes where he makes these deductions, and he figures out that it wasn't an accident and someone stole it, and then that's what Vader's assignment is. It's to hunt down who stole that cash. So he's trying to and then he's got this guy watching him who's super perceptive. So he's trying to cover his own tracks while also not making it look obvious. And it sort of makes you realize that Vader's not really used to having to do that. Because his solution to most problems is if someone it's just to force choke somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
because normally he can.
That's how the dark side rolls, baby.
Do that. Yeah, he can just do whatever I want. So for once he's shit. Suddenly I have to be subtle and shit. So he does. So it's it's just this really neat little cat and mouse thing where he's ends up getting to this guy who sort of knows about the Aphra stuff because reasons, And then Vader like casually like uses the Force to have him get hit by like a stray blaster bolt from a nearby battle, and before he can like reveal anything and stuff like that. And there's just a lot of cool stuff like that. And then meanwhile, the other potential replacements are gradually like either killing each other or fucking up or getting killed by Vader. And there's this cool like side arc where like Vader crashes on this planet that like Luke is on, trying to get him, and then the like one of the other guys who was actually assigned to hunt down Luke is like sort of just watching Vader fight all these rebels because they see like Vader crash on this planet, and they're like, shit, maybe this is our chance. And it's supposed to be like a crossover between the Vader comics and the main Star Wars comics, because it's the stuff that's happening at the same time in both. Like Luke is going to this planet for like specific reasons, and then Vader also tracks him there. And then this other dude who was the guy who was actually assigned that job is just like watching and just like, yeah, I'm just gonna like wait for, and whoever wins, I win. Because either the rebels defeat Vader and he's out of my way, and then I get the pilot who destroyed the Death Star, or Vader defeats them, gets the pilot who destroyed the Death Star, and then I get rid of Vader or whatever. And anyways, it doesn't work because he dies because Vader kills him. But obviously, that's the thing. These characters can only be like so cool or intimidating because ultimately they exist to be like humiliated by Vader.
Yeah, because
in
they're
this series.
Yeah, they're fodder.
Yeah. But it's cool to see. And there's a bunch of interesting stuff like that. And then there's like another one that they did a few years later that was like instead set right after Revenge of the Sith. So like that had like the Inquisitors in it. It had like all of the Inquisitors from Rebels and some of the ones that later show up in Fallen Order. And it's this cool thing like Vader's like training them and he's like doing shit. And there's people who are like, who the fuck is this guy? Because the Empire's like new and not everybody knows who Vader is. So from their perspective, he's just this dude who came out of nowhere. And suddenly he's like at the top of the like chain. And because not everybody knows who he is, not everybody's like afraid of him. Like they are like in the like usual sort of times you see Vader in. So there's little interesting things like that.
Rewatching Star Wars made me realize how much I forgot that I fucked with Darth Vader.
I feel that.
He's really
cool.
He's just cool. He's got a sweet like helmet. I think it looks goofy, actually, more than it looks intimidating. That's like an opinion.
It's awesome.
But,
I can see. I feel like it's hard not to see it as it's hard for me to see it as goofy, just because it's like such a like big part of pop culture that it's like, yeah, that's Darth Vader.
Yeah, no,
I can't imagine it looks like wrong.
No, it's. I mean, it definitely has a menace to it, but it's cool as fuck. He just has the best lines ever.
Yeah,
that's just like
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it further.
Yeah, and then he's just like, oh god, like in the fucking Rogue One, he's like, be careful not to choke on your ambition. And you're like, ah. You get me with these. You don't know the power of the dark side.
I remember a lot of people had a lot of problems with like, don't choke on your ambitions, but that was fun.
I remember hearing that too.
I heard that too. Like, have you seen Star Wars? He talks like that all the time.
Yeah.
It's great. Oh, I love that line. I love that line because it's so Vader.
The thing that I love about it is that like Anakin Skywalker like never did that shit.
Well, yeah, because he's been corrupted by the dark side.
But like I love that like it's just like, oh, now that I'm evil and badass, I'm just gonna be a fucking jokester, like a fucking trick.
He's so good.
Like I'm all burnt. I'm like fried chicken. I'm just gonna crack jokes.
No, he'll just be like, he'll just choke someone from across the room and be like, "Apology accepted, Captain Nita."
Yeah, and then there's right now it's interesting because that 2015 Star Wars run like kept going until it ended last year.
Yeah,
and then they're like, yeah, and now Empire finally happens, and now there's a new for 2020, a new Star Wars run, and a new Vader run, a new Dr. Aphra run, and everything all set in that time period. So that's really cool. To be getting into like these Star Wars comics right now, because now suddenly it's like finally like moving forward, and now you've got like a post-Empire Vader series where he's like in a obviously in a very specific state of like mind now that he's like met Luke and Luke like rejected him. So he's in this kind of like he's sort of like sulky, and stuff
as you would be.
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah.
Anything else?
Cool stuff. Nothing. Not really. I guess that's it mainly.
Yeah. Star Wars is somehow simultaneously mid and awesome.
I was gonna ask you where I should start with Star Wars comics.
Just the like 2015 series.
All right.
Is like good. Like I think the first, what I did was because it was like the 4 volumes of the Vader series started then. I just read Star Wars 2015 Volume 1, Vader 2015 Volume 1, and then like rotating between them. And then after Vader series, you can read like Dr. Aphra, and like the other Vader run, like basically just whenever you want.
Alright.
Cool. Alright, is we about wrapped up?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all so much for sticking with us on this roller coaster of an episode. That's it for the Geeks by Gaslight podcast. Thank you for listening. Special thanks to our producers, Dre Best, Ronnie Diaz, Scott Heemstra, and Guthrie Schooner for making the show possible. And special thanks to Jack Warner for helping us design the thumbnail. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, follow us on Twitter, and join our Discord. The link to all that will be down in the description below. And be sure to keep it locked right here for brand new episodes of the Geeks by Gaslight podcast whenever we fucking make them. Until then, take it easy, nerds.